Welcome to part 2 of the KX85 and KX100 top end rebuild series. In the last video, we showed you how to disassemble the top end, inspect all of the parts, and get the nasty ones out. We've got the new parts laid out and they're ready to go back into the bike. So let's go ahead and get started. Now with our new pistons, depending on what bike you have, you might have a little bit different setup. So the older 85s, you're gonna have two different rings, and this is a stock piston right here. And on top of the rings, you're gonna have one that says 1N and one that says 2N. So on both rings, you want those markings facing up, and then 1N means it's the top ring, 2N means it's the second ring. On the 100s, or the older 100s, you've got an N mark on both rings. It doesn't matter which ring goes on top. And then the newer bikes, you're just gonna have one ring. So just make sure that mark faces up. Next thing we're gonna do is prep our piston. So we're gonna install a circlip in one side, and I'm also gonna install the wrist pin temporarily. And to get this installed, you're just gonna set one end in first, and then I'm gonna use this screwdriver like a ramp. You don't wanna bend this thing very far, and press in with my thumb, and then just barely rock this on with the screwdriver and bend it the minimal amount. And we're just gonna push that the rest of the way in with the screwdriver and just make sure it's fully seated. So now we have these locating pins in the ring lands, and we're gonna install the ring end gaps so they line up with the pins. We're gonna start with the second ring. So if you have one of those 85s with two rings, make sure it says 2N. And make sure that the marking is facing up. We're just gonna kind of roll that on. And we'll do the top ring. 85s, this is gonna be the 1N. And as you put these rings on, just be real careful not to scratch up the piston, and don't expand the ring too far to where it breaks. Next, we're gonna prep our cylinder. So we're gonna grease up the power valve seal. Then we're gonna install the power valve seal. We've got that closed side facing out. And I'm just using a 10mm socket to press that all the way down into place. Now we're going to take some of our two-stroke oil and lube up the power valve parts. And then as you put these two pieces together, if you have this older style, make sure the top piece catches on that hook. And we also have this pin. It's going to come in from the left side of the bike. We'll slide this into place, and that bottom piece just bottoms out on the cylinder. And we have our linkage and the shaft. We'll slide this through the side. And once the rod is slid in, you can install the small screw, and this gets torqued to 35 inch-pounds. And then before we put the cover on, I'm just gonna move that lever back and forth, make sure it moves smoothly, and ours does. So we're gonna install our new O-ring onto the cover. Then the longer screw goes on the right side if you're sitting on the bike, the shorter one on the left. Now back over at the bike, you might have noticed when you put your bottom end together, you have a little silicone at the seams of the case halves. So you wanna make sure you scrape that off. Just using a razor blade to cut that. Then I'm gonna lube up the small end of that connecting rod, and lube up the wrist pin bosses and your wrist pin. Then the wrist pin bearing, and we will slide that in to the connecting rod, lube up that wrist pin. The piston is directional, so we have this arrow that's gonna be facing towards the exhaust. But if yours doesn't have the arrow, sometimes it'll say intake on this other side right here. There'll be a little cutout. So just make sure you have the correct orientation on the piston. So now we can slide that wrist pin through. And now, making sure we have this rag covering the bottom end, I'm gonna install the circlip. Again, the gap I'm gonna leave at the 12 o'clock position. And then make sure that circlip is fully seated into its groove. Then we can finish lubing up our piston. Make sure you get those rings lubed up as well. After that, I'm going to remove this rag out of the way.
I'm going to put the piston at its lowest point. Then install your base gasket and your dowel pins. Now we're going to apply some assembly lube to our cylinder. Now to install the cylinder, we need to make sure the ring end gaps on the piston rings line up with those pins. We're going to squeeze those together while we install the cylinder. And if anything binds up, you want to stop and find out why it's binding up. And we're just going to slide the cylinder down into place. Once the cylinder is in place, you want to hold it down with one hand and then rotate your crankshaft over and make sure that nothing binds up and the piston goes up and down smoothly. Now we're going to clean up the top of the cylinder, make sure we don't have any of that assembly lube left up there. Now as you're installing the cylinder, keep in mind you have this power valve arm that you might need to push out of the way. Once you have your cylinder in place, you can install the cylinder nuts. We're going to torque those to 18 foot-pounds, and you're not going to be able to get a regular torque wrench on those, so that's why we have this Motion Pro adapter. And to use this, if you're torquing straight on, there is a correction factor, but if you turn your wrench 90 degrees, then you can just torque them down to 18 foot-pounds in a crisscross pattern. In 2022, there were some changes. So there's a different torque pattern. You want to follow the one listed on our screen. And the nuts are going to be torqued to 18 foot-pounds. The bolts are going to be torqued to 15 foot-pounds. Then we're going to install the cylinder head gasket. Now with these gaskets, you know, this little section with the two dots, the OEM gasket is going to say up. The right-hand side, it's more open. This other side will either have the dots or the up mark. After that, we'll install our cylinder head. And we're going to tighten these bolts in a crisscross pattern again to 18 foot-pounds. Now we're going to reconnect our power valve linkage. We're just using a 10mm wrench to slightly move that arm. Then we'll install our E-clip. Then we'll put our rubber boot into place. Make sure you line the cover up with the groove in the boot. Then we'll install that linkage cover. And we also have a new gasket on this cover. Now on the other side of the bike, we're going to go ahead and reinstall our magneto cover. After that, we're going to install the breather hose for the power valve. Next, we're going to install our reed cage assembly. Tighten these bolts down. After that, we can install the carburetor. We're just going to swing it in from the side. There's a little tab at the front that's at the highest point. Make sure you have that lined up. Then we can tighten down the clamps. Next thing we need to do is install the slide, and we'll tighten down both of those screws. Next, we're going to install our spark plug and tighten it down. After that, we'll install the engine hanger plates with the bolts and nuts. We're going to tighten those nuts down to 22 foot-pounds. After that, we'll install the radiator hoses and the radiator. Next, we'll install our new copper washer. We've got some goop on there to help hold it in place. Next, we'll install the mount and tighten the bolts. Then we'll install the louver on the left side. Then we'll install the spark plug cap. Now we can reinstall the silencer. Then we can install our gas tank, our side covers, and our seat. Now we're going to install our clutch cable and adjust the play. And from here, we're just going to pour some coolant in. Now we're going to crack our bleeder screw on top of the cylinder head. We're just going to leave that cracked until we start to see some coolant come out. So you can see that stuff making its way out now. Now we can go ahead and tighten the bolt down. Next, we're going to add some transmission oil. So for our bike, it's 0.7 liters. On some of the other bikes, it might be a little different, so check your manual. Now the other thing you can do is just fill it up halfway up the sight glass. Now that we have the bike back together, we can take it out for the first ride. Keep in mind, you're gonna wanna warm this thing up and refer to your owner's manual for the break-in procedure. Now, after your first ride, let the engine cool down. You're gonna wanna double check your fluids. And from there, if you haven't started your rebuild yet and you need some parts, be sure to check out our website. We have a lot of different options for you on there. And if you need to know how to rebuild your bottom end, we also did that on this bike. So be sure to check that video out and subscribe to our channel for more helpful content. Thanks for watching.